welcome to this week's Pop Culture News and Reviews. We're up to issue 95, apparently. That's what it says on the board. That's what I'm going with. My name's Anthony. I'm joined by Sevi, man. How you going?
Mate, I'm great. How are you?
Oh, mate. Voice is a bit worse. We're gonna push through. And
you sound like you've had a big night, mate.
Yeah, big night karaoke, man. Big night karaoke. Big. Didn't warm up. Just went for it. You know how it is.
Did you sing any Journey songs?
No Journey, no.
Get out of here.
I believe You're the Voice got the run though. So
Nah.
that's how we ended the night, I reckon. A lot of songs that you don't realise how high they are until you're about halfway through and you're very committed.
What about AC/DC? Any AC/DC?
No AC/DC.
Oh, mate.
I know. Song 2 by Blur got a run. That was interesting.
That always gets a run.
Yeah. I was like, oh.
Most overplayed song ever.
Oh, I don't know. There's a few out there.
There was I can't remember what I don't even know. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but there was a song that I remember that was super. It also came out on like one of the old Nokia phones as a ringtone as well.
Yeah, that was the crazy.
It was that overplayed.
Axel Foley.
No, it wasn't that. No. I love that.
Well, mate, let's just kick off like we always do. What have you been watching?
Mate, we watched season 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian.
Oh, you went through and rewatched, righto.
Well, I went through and rewatched.
Mm.
The missus had never watched.
And?
This was her first Star Wars thing she's ever seen.
And she's in or out?
She's in.
So she's watching Boba Fett with you now?
No. Don't go that far. Calm down a little bit, all right? Just ease up.
Well, look, no spoilers because we're probably going to do a one-shot of all the Boba Fett stuff once it wraps.
Yes.
But the latest episode, pretty good.
The latest episode should have been the first episode, but
yeah,
we'll discuss that in 4 weeks.
I don't know. What is it, 6 episodes?
Is it 6 episodes? I think. It's something. We'll discuss it when we discuss
it's something,
it. And you'll hear it here first.
You will. Unless you hear it somewhere else. Yeah. So she's into it, and Mandalorian. How's she feeling about it?
Loves it.
Yeah,
loves it.
It's Grogu, right?
More Grogu stuff coming my way.
Yeah. You already had quite a bit of Grogu stuff.
I'm pretty sure I've already got all of the Grogu stuff.
But I mean, since it wasn't like a shared partner thing, now that she's into
when you already have the Sideshow life size, and now I've got Hot Toys life size. I mean, what else is there?
Fair bit of Grogu stuff there.
Anything else is just garbage.
Well, I got to say, one thing about the Mando, which this would have probably worked in your favour with your partner, is that while it did dip into the Star Wars lore a fair bit with characters like Ahsoka, Bo-Katan,
you didn't have to be across it fully
because they introduced those characters well enough that you didn't need to know who they were.
Yeah,
because everything.
There's a couple of questions I got asked, but even I was like, I don't know.
Everything you knew about them that you needed to know was told to you.
Yeah.
You know?
But no, I did see I think it's Big W has a life-size Grogu, and it comes in the satchel bag.
Oh, yeah?
That he puts on the side of his bike.
Yeah.
I was going to get it and put it on the side of my motorbike. So I'm riding along with Grogu on the side.
See, it'd be cool, but then you'd be like, as soon as I park my bike, it's stolen.
Someone is going to No, I'd have to cable tie it on there.
Somehow, hot glue.
But it'd be so cool having the satchel and life-size Grogu in the side just overtaking cars. Bye.
Look, there were so many great moments in Mando. Just so many. But honestly, one of my favourites that I always think about is still just those 2 stormtroopers taking shots. While talking at
the can. Well, that was Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah, Ted.
And he punched Grogu.
Oh, yeah. That was...
And he got hate mail for that.
It was so good. And I'm pretty
sure
they
both died. They both got killed by Taika.
Yeah. Just before the droid shows up. So that was just one of my favourite Mando moments. It's one of the moments that just sticks in my head. I'm like, yeah, that was a great little, just random moment that wasn't tied to a story or anything, and it still had Grogu and everything going through it, but I just love that they just start taking shots, and there's just terrible shots.
One of my favourite moments in season 1 and 2 is Bill Burr. No, Bill Burr.
Oh, where he's talking in the prison?
No. When they're at the they've just
Sorry, the
saved
plant.
that rhydonium or whatever it was. That's just awesome. And then how he gives Mando the helmet and goes, "I never saw your face," and everyone else is dead. So because the rule is no living being can see his face, and he's like, "I never saw it," and the rest are dead. So put the helmet on, let's go. And then you get the little smile from Din. It's like, yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. But yeah, Timothy Olyphant's great. I was waiting for the quick draw, and he just never did it.
Yeah.
But then you do get it later on when you see him first get the armor and he walks back into the bar.
I gotta say, that's what surprised me about the first episode of Boba. It's that Boba.
We can't say anything.
No,
You can't talk about it.
The episode that we got with Boba in Mando that Robert Rodriguez directed,
Yeah.
was so good that he directed the first episode of Boba, and I was like, oh,
A bit of a letdown.
you know,
Yeah.
like because
It was just a bit slow.
yeah.
I think that the pacing was just wasn't great.
But I mean, I guess that was why I thought of like you don't give that episode to Robert Rodriguez. Maybe like I feel like he
No,
wasted
that's
him
right. Yeah.
a pretty slow ep. But anyway, we'll talk about that when we do our one shots. Let's jump in the
One
news,
shot.
man. Let's do it.
What do we got? Where are we going? Who are we starting with? And how are we doing
Well,
it?
look, we're talking about TV shows, so we might as well start from TV news.
TV news.
TV news. Marvel has a whole heap of TV shows, and we don't know when they're dropping.
We know
that-
nothing.
We know that. Well, we're speculating that Moon Knight is looking like its first cab off the rank. Mainly just because it's the furthest along in development, and
Yeah.
the other shows that we know of are going through some reshoots or still shooting right now. So Miss Marvel, we've been told, is getting pretty extensive reshoots done.
I mean, and we got bloody Armor. Where's Armor Wars?
I don't know where that even fits, but I
What is that even going? Like, I don't understand what's happening with that.
think that's going to have something to do with Ironheart, surely. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it sort of needs to, doesn't it? Maybe that will lead into. Maybe that will lead into it. Ironheart will lead into.
I think it'll be the other
Armor
way
Wars.
around.
Well, it can't be because we get Ironheart first.
Are we?
Yes.
Do we know when Ironheart's dropping is my question.
Do we know when bloody
That's the thing.
Armor Wars is dropping?
I don't know, just like chronologically it makes sense for
We know nothing.
you to have the show about Rhodey going back and getting armors back. Essentially that's what he's doing. And then finding this person in MIT who's made her own Iron Man armor. You know?
Is it even coming out yet? Like, is it coming out this year?
I don't know. I do not know. Because we've got Secret Invasion floating around too still.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Moon Knight, Secret Invasion, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Ironheart, Armor Wars. That's too many shows in a year. Last year we got
Yeah, it says it's. I'm seeing here. Expect Ironheart to arrive either late 2020 or 2023.
2022. Did you mean? Because that's like
2022.
4-year
Yeah,
gap.
2022. Yeah,
2022.
2022.
Yeah, so it's got to be 2023. Because what we got 4 Marvel shows this year, but only 3 were live action. Is that right? No, we got 4 live action.
And Armor Wars is supposed to release in 2022 as well. But they've got here Ironheart and Armor Wars will premiere on Disney Plus in 2022. But I'm going to say that was pushed back because of COVID.
Yeah, like everything
Because
else.
we haven't seen anything filming for Armor Wars yet, have we?
No, I've seen
Oh, what the hell?
it's kind of just floating out there in the ether. But like I said, we've been told we're getting Miss Marvel reshoots, so that's obviously going to get pushed back or it's not.
I think every show allows for reshoot time. It's just I wonder what they're putting into Miss Marvel. Like, what are they reshooting? Is it big reshoots or is it just like B-roll stuff that's just pickups?
What's interesting
You know
about
what I
Miss
mean?
Marvel is that it looks like they're like MIT is becoming a pretty big part of the MCU, and I don't know if they're going to be incorporating that into Miss Marvel or not. But Ironheart obviously is set in MIT. We know we're getting scenes from Wakanda Forever, which is also another TV show, by the way. But Black Panther 2 is shooting scenes at MIT, which is probably going to have something to do with Shuri, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
We had MIT featured early in Civil War because it was Tony Stark's old Armada. So he was there doing that presentation and giving them funding and stuff. Which also then led into Spider-Man Far From Home, because that's where Mysterio was standing when his tech got called Bath.
Yeah.
And then MIT was where they all wanted to go to college.
That's right.
And it's where MJ will be going and Ned will be going. So MIT is becoming pretty featured in the MCU. To the point where it looks like Ironheart's villain could be going there. So,
yeah, maybe.
So the room we've
it's
got
possible.
For, Ironheart's villain is that it's going to be Obadiah Stane's son.
I've heard that, yeah.
Whose name is now absolutely slipped me. It's it's like James or something like that. James Staines doesn't sound right though. It would be Zeke Stane.
Oh, that rings a bell.
Yeah, I think that's it. So Zeke is obviously the son of Obadiah Stane, which would bring that kind of connection to Tony Stark that Ironheart needs, obviously.
Yeah.
I can't see Ironheart doing the AI tech hologram that she does in the comics, though, because Robert Downey Jr. really does not seem keen to return to the MCU. Do you see that interview he did with Joe Rogan?
That was ages ago.
Yeah, but just
ages
him saying it,
ago.
like, it would feel really cheap me going back there.
Yeah, well, Hugh Jackman said the same thing as well.
And he's stood by it.
That he's happy with it. How the way it's all ended and all that sort of stuff.
Patrick Stewart said the same thing.
Yep. So we're not getting them back, basically.
When they get a really good ending, I think it is about them respecting the character and saying, you know, I'm not just going to go out there and get cash from it, which is great. Just shows how much Rob Downey Jr. doesn't need the cash.
Yeah.
He's fine, guys. So obviously that Robert Downey Jr. thing that you'd want happening, they kind of did in Endgame. So that's what her, in the comics, that's her Jarvis. It's Tony Stark's voice talking to her. But it's an AI of Tony Stark.
I hope they do that. I hope Downey does come back and do it for that.
But we saw the example of it in Endgame, where he's got that kind of blue hologram that projects from his helmet.
Yep.
That's exactly how it looks in the comics.
Well, let's see it.
So, I mean, that text there, but it wasn't an AI, obviously. That was a recording of him that he'd done.
Yeah.
But, yeah, anyway, Riri Williams, we'll see how that goes. We also got a bit of a behind-the-scenes look at She-Hulk.
I reckon that'll be the first one off the... That'll be the first one out, I reckon.
I still think Moon Knight.
Has it finished filming?
Moon Knight's finished, yeah.
Because so's She-Hulk.
Yeah, I think they're both finished, haven't they?
So...
They'll be racing.
And all they say, I'm pretty sure they both just say 2022. So it's like, okay, we're having a race here.
But do you remember how close together WandaVision and Falcon were?
Yeah.
It might be like that. Like, as one finishes, we get like a 2-week break and the next one starts. And then, like, Loki was a bit of a wait, like a month and a half or something. From memory. And then Hawkeye was obviously the longest wait because there was nothing in between.
It would be nice if they do just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. I mean,
like,
unfortunately, what if Season 2 is going to drop somewhere as well?
Nah, just boot that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh man,
So we're gonna have a hiatus, basically.
like we did this year.
We'll just not watch it. There'll be something else.
Yeah.
Who knows? Amazon might bring out Reacher
Yes.
or The Boys. I mean,
We did
everything's-
not reaching news, but we saw an interaction on Twitter, which was quite interesting, which was Zack Stentz, we've mentioned on the show a bit before, writer extraordinaire, but open guy on Twitter as well.
yep.
Saw a promo for Jack Reacher, which was pretty much just Reacher busting heads.
Was that the main trailer?
No, it was like a little, you know how they do those little...
Like a teaser to a trailer?
Yeah, and they usually have them before a trailer.
Yeah.
And it's like a real, like a da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, just fast-paced, bang, 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 bang. Here it is, bang.
Yeah.
Title card, bang.
Is it Amazon doing Jack Reacher? Isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so Amazon just released that little part and then said Jack Reacher as like a little teaser on Twitter.
Yeah, nice.
And Zack Snyder's written going, this couldn't be more of a, look, we've given you the big guy who breaks people. Like, we know what you asked for. We've given you it. Kind
Yes.
of thing.
Well, that comes out February 4th.
And
So we're not far from that. We're under a month away from that.
it.
And I don't think it'll be all dropping at once. I think it'll be week by week.
Fingers crossed.
Because I think that's Amazon. Did the boys come out all at once?
Nah, week.
It'll be week then. Week, cool.
Yeah.
So that'll be water coolers for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Busting heads.
Anyway, Alan Richardson on Twitter replied to that. His little thing being like, look, I petitioned for Jack Reacher to just say nothing through this whole thing. Just walk in and kick people's ass.
just break everyone in half.
He's like, I tried,
Ivan
man.
Drago.
They wouldn't do it.
I must break you.
He's like, they didn't think it'd work.
No,
to which I
he needs
replied,
to
look,
talk
Cavill
because he
did it in
needs
season 1.
He needs to be
Witcher.
smart.
You can do it for season 1 and then season 2.
Yeah,
Change
but
it
then
up
people
with a
don't. Then
different
people
version.
don't like the change up. That's the problem.
Is that what's happened here? Do people not like the change up? Which is
don't
going
know.
right, isn't it?
No, well, no, it done a lot worse than season 1. So
I mean,
I don't know.
rating wise, it's similar, wasn't it?
No, it was lower.
like-
Season
Yeah,
2
but
was
it was
lower.
Still in the 8s though. It was like high 8s versus low 8s, wasn't
I
it?
think every episode in the first season was all 8s, and this dropped down to 7 a couple of times into the 7s. So,
Look, I don't know. I prefer season 2, to be honest.
yeah, me too.
Even for more though, in 6 years or whenever it comes out.
Yeah, 28 years later.
So wow, all right. So before we wrap up on TV news, we touched on a lot of random points there, but it's the start of 2022. So Marvel wise, we're looking at definitely She-Hulk, Moon Knight, and Miss Marvel this year.
Yeah,
Maybe Ironheart, maybe Secret Invasion. That's shooting.
yeah, but when's it released though?
I don't know, but it's shooting right now. So that's further along than Ironheart. So I
right.
feel like that's this year.
I'll have a look. Yeah, it says 2022 as well.
So that might be the 4 right there. Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, and Secret Invasion.
When Loki season 2, when are we getting that?
That's not even filming, so...
Oh, no.
Yeah. But that's also surely going to involve a fair bit of Kang stuff again.
Oh, for sure. Which has got to
So-
pick up after Ant-Man.
Yeah. So
So,
yeah,
I don't know.
We'll find out what's going on there eventually. But there's a lot of stuff out there. Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think gets season 2 as well.
Yeah, but that'll be after Captain America.
Who knows what's going to happen with the Power Broker there? And you've got all this stuff happening with Val in the background that we still haven't seen anything like fleshing out yet. So look, Marvel's doing stuff. Over on DC, we've got Peacemaker dropping, I think, in 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, this week.
Is it? I thought it was 20 something.
No, I thought it was the 13th.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Hang on, I'll have a look at that. That might be this
Peacemaker
week.
dropping soon, HBO. I wonder if that's going to be week to week or all at once. Probably week to week.
13th of January. That comes out.
Does it say if it's week to week or?
I don't know.
So Peacemaker drops soon. We don't have, I think TV wise. If you're watching Superman and Lois, that drops, I think this week. Season 2 starts for that.
What's that show?
Superman and Lois.
I don't know what that show is.
Yeah. That Naomi show, which looks like it's using soups as well.
But not pea head soups.
We don't know what soups.
What soup? It didn't look like pea head soups.
It didn't. So, Tyler Hoechlin doesn't look like the soups in that show. So they might be doing the soups with it. You only see the bottom half of him.
Okay, Peacemaker. Here we go. Episode 1, 2, and 3, all on the 13th.
Oh, we're getting 3 episodes drop at once.
Then we've got the 20th, 27th, the 3rd, the 10th, the 17th.
So what's that? 7 episodes?
Yeah. 8.
8.
8 eps, yep.
So 8 eps, but we're getting 3 at once.
We're getting all 3. We're getting the first 3 at the start.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. I do like how they do that. They give you the 3 episode treatment like we always preach.
Yeah.
Give it 3 eps. If you're not into it by the 3rd, stop.
Which is funny though, because there's some shows where that wouldn't have worked for them.
Well, we were hooked on the 3 eps of Superman and Lois.
Yeah.
And then we were hooked, and then it went, we're here to disappoint you.
But
and I was
conversely,
like, oh, no.
the first 2 episodes of WandaVision were like pure TV nostalgia. Like that was nothing to do with the storyline.
Pure garbage for me, yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. But
I only had to watch it because we were doing this. So I'm like, oh, no. Otherwise, I would have turned off. Like, I wouldn't have
episode
watched
4
it.
of that kicked off.
Yeah, which would have been you telling me what happened. I would have been like, oh, cool, I'll watch that episode.
Yeah.
Like I did with...
What If?
What If? You were like, yeah, skip this one. Watch this one. Don't watch that one. Skip that and watch this. I was like, yeah, done. Winning. That's how I like it. That's good.
Well, that's going to come full circle, isn't it? Because we've seen that episode 4 of What If is the character they're using in Doctor Strange.
Well,
surely.
we don't know. We're
Surely
speculating.
that's him.
Heard it here
Surely.
first. It's that character.
Yeah, it's definitely him. Right, so we've got back onto Marvel, but it's DC TV shows. Is that all we've got? Peacemaker and Superman and Lois, obviously.
Yeah.
All the CW stuff, who knows what they're doing.
So what's that for us? What's the 13th? The 13th is Thursday. DC Thursday. So we'll have Disney Wednesday, DC Thursday.
I wonder what that's going to be on. Peacemaker. It's obviously HBO, but what's that in Australia?
I have
Binge?
no idea.
Might be Binge.
Might be Binge.
So Binge and Foxtel.
I think HBO is Binge.
Well, they've got all the rights to all that HBO stuff, Binge.
Yeah. Hang
'Cause
on,
that's
let me just
what,
do a quick... I'll need to look at that because...
And Binge is Foxtel. So it's... Because that's what Zack Snyder's Justice League dropped on as well. Binge.
Yeah.
And a bunch of the Warner Brothers stuff. So the Harry Potter reunion thing they had last week, that dropped on Foxtel and Binge as well.
Currently, Peacemaker is set to air January 13th, 2022, with episodes airing first on HBO Max in the United States. Binge has confirmed it will also be getting the series in January.
There we go.
I'll be watching on HBO Max, so it doesn't matter.
And so will... This case.
If it drops on the same time, it might be delayed.
Yeah, I mean...
You've got to remember that.
So even if it's delayed by like a night, I'm fine.
I don't think it will be because it says has confirmed it will also be getting the series in January. No date.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good with getting it straight away.
So hopefully...
Because ideally they want you watching on there instead of downloading it.
Yeah.
You know? Like the Zack Snyder Justice League, that dropped here at like 11 o'clock and they had it on there straight away.
Well, they have to. That was huge. If they didn't, they were idiots.
They'd be losing a fair bit.
Yeah.
Look, speaking of Zack Snyder, let's just jump into movie news here. We got our first look at Rebel Moon. which, I mean, looks cool.
It looks cool.
Looks cool. Of course, it was going to look cool though. It's Zack Snyder. It's going to look cool.
It's going to be a beautiful movie.
Yeah. Dark, but hey, space is dark, so that's fine. We did get a bit of information about this previously, which is that Rebel Moon is essentially Zack Snyder saying, "I want to do a Star Wars movie."
They won't let me, so I'm going to make one myself.
But I'd like it to be
Gritty.
R-rated or
Yeah.
whatever. So I'd like to
what
make an R-rated Star Wars movie.
You know what the shot reminds me of?
What's that?
The darkness in the first Guardians of the Galaxy with Star-Lord on that planet.
Morag?
Where he's getting the first stone.
The Power Stone, yeah.
That's what it looks like. It reminds me of that. Cross with Dune.
That was a cool setup shot, like that first scene. Guardians. Like, that was a great introduction. We've still got Guardians 3 coming too. That's going to be like 2023, I think. It's filming right now.
Wait and see.
I think that's what they said, 2023. Anyway, speaking of stuff we got coming. Oh, that's delayed. Here we go. Morbius. Pushed back to April 1st. We are the fools here. This movie has been delayed.
I'm happy with this delay, though. If they're doing what is speculated, I'm happy.
All right, let's jump into these speculations. So, if you haven't seen No Way Home by now,
who are you?
Why are you listening to this, firstly?
Yeah. You're clearly not a fan of pop culture. Get out of here.
Yeah, go watch it. What I'm finding is amazing is that it's just broken, 1.4 billion or something.
Wow.
And there's still people I know who haven't seen it. So I'm like...
How many times have you watched it?
Just once.
Oh, I thought you were going again. What happened to that?
I just haven't been able to.
You're out of control.
Yeah. Oh, I'm still trying, man. I'm trying real hard.
Just wait for Blu-ray. Watch it properly.
Yeah.
Watch it in 4K. It'll be beautiful.
I don't know if it's dropping on Disney Plus.
Who cares? You're going to buy it. What does it matter?
But I don't have a 4K player.
You have a PlayStation.
It's not 4K.
PS4's a 4K.
No, it's not.
Yes, they are.
Is it?
Are they not?
I didn't think so.
Or are they that far behind Microsoft it's not funny?
I think they were that far behind Microsoft. It's not funny.
My PS5 is.
Yeah, I did not think they were 4K. If it is, I'm shocked.
Hey, you've got now. I want to look that up too. God damn.
There you go. Look it up. I'll keep talking about this. So, one of the best things about No Way Home is obviously Andrew Garfield is out there saying how much fun he had filming it now. Did you hear the thing about him sneaking into a screening?
Him and Toby.
Yeah, wearing their masks.
Yeah.
Sneaking into a screening to try and see the audience reactions. Like, that's amazing.
I didn't say they were wearing masks. They were just wearing caps.
No, he said they wore their masks so no one could see who they were.
Oh,
because
weird.
it was a like opening night movie.
I guess they could just be fans of the super fans that just want to watch.
There was a bunch of people there rocking up in like Spider-Man costumes and shit. So I think that's brilliant.
Okay, PS4.
Yep.
Not 4K. PS4 Pro is 4K.
Okay.
So you need to upgrade to a PS5 now. Hurry up.
Yeah. Sure,
for your son's sake, hurry up.
Yeah. Anyway, so one of the best things to come out of No Way Home is obviously the respect that Andrew Garfield's getting for his portrayal of Spider-Man, which is long overdue. And
I don't even know how it's taken this for that to happen.
Well, it's taken this on for that to happen because he was a great Spider-Man in poor Spider-Man films. And
all right, unpopular opinion. I liked him.
Yeah.
I didn't mind him.
Yeah. Anyway, well,
I don't know what all these Spider-Man fanboys were whinging about. To be honest,
how long has it been since you watched them?
What did I watch? Someone reacting to him the other week.
That's not watching the film.
That's basically watching it.
Look, the biggest problem I have with those movies is that they've got all these random plot points that they just keep abandoning. Like, he's like, I have to find out who killed my parents. Oh, I'm going to do this instead now. What's going on with Harry? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do this instead.
Yeah, he's a teenager.
He's ADHD to the extreme.
What were you like when you were a teenager? You weren't set into one thing. You would start something and then stop and go and do something else, and then your brain would hear a bird and you're like, what's that? And then you'd forget what you were doing and you're off.
Spider-Man either.
But that's the thing. Spider-Man is a teenager. He's going to do that. He's going to get lost.
Not in what's going on with my parents.
He doesn't know.
Yeah. No, it was... And then there was that thing of that, yeah, he was a great Spider-Man, but that wasn't Peter Parker.
No, he's the greatest Spider-Man we've had.
He's a fantastic Spider-Man.
But he's just not Peter Parker. He's too cool.
Way too cool to be Peter Parker. And it's that they made him too cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't just that this is Andrew Garfield being cool. It was, we need to make him skateboard. And
yeah.
He's that indie outcast kind of thing.
That's right.
They did to him what Far From Home and Homecoming did to Flash. Where they were like, oh, instead of making him a nerd, let's make him a hipster who's like an outcast. You know, so he's still kind of on his own, but he's out there. Whereas Far From Home and Outcast and things said, instead of making him a jock bully, let's make him a rich kid bully.
Yeah.
You know, which it changes the character.
Yep.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there, but the rumors doing the rounds, and it started a few weeks ago, is that the end credit scene in No Way Home that had Venom just sitting there chatting to old mate from Ted Lasso.
Yep.
Danny
Rojas. Football is life.
Getting a full MCU recap from him is, and then getting pulled back into his own dimension, essentially. The rumor is that Tom Hardy Venom in his dimension is actually in Andrew Garfield's dimension.
It makes sense because he said he went a bit violent and then sort of just stopped.
So he stopped pulling his punches.
So maybe he's just stopped being Spider-Man as well.
Yeah, well, he was still wearing a suit when he got pulled.
That is also a valid point too, yes.
So he's just a darker Spider-Man, and I'm keen to see because Sony has been setting up this Sonyverse, but they've been trying to skew a bit darker with it. And we're seeing that from the trailer from Morbius. We saw that from the first Venom. The second Venom, they seem to have toned down a bit because I think they thought they might be trying to get Tom Holland's Spider-Man to come play.
That was such a letdown, that movie.
Now, what we're getting told is that if all this works out, Tom Holland will be the MCU Spider-Man and continue on his way doing that. But Andrew Garfield would be the Sonyverse Spider-Man.
And I am 100% okay with that.
Completely fine with it. Which leads us to what we were talking about originally. The rumor for the Morbius delays is that they are adding in Andrew Garfield scenes.
So who's going to get Miles Morales first? You reckon it'll be Andrew Garfield Spider-Man gets a Miles first?
I don't know. It'd make
more sense. Because instead of the whole waiting what, 3 movies for Tom Holland to get it, you could do it in one with Andrew Garfield. You could almost kill him off in one movie.
I wouldn't want them to.
No, but they could.
Yeah, but yeah, it's hard, isn't it? They've got him. It's like they've got this loaded gun just waiting to go with Miles Morales.
And that's exactly what it is. Like, it's a fully loaded M16 ready to just start spraying. And they're like, where is our perfect point to drop it? What are we shooting first? Like, what target are we going to shoot at first?
The other side of it is that he's essentially running their Spider-Verse, you know? Like, he's the main character Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And then the sequels that we're getting, which is part 1, part 2, do they just keep him in there for a bit? Keep on fleshing him out in there?
No, we need live action now.
See, I don't mind if they're going to just for a couple more years sit on it.
Well, why don't we have both? Just introduce him would be nice. We don't have to see him swinging around, just introduce Miles.
Yeah.
We've had a name drop in in
Homecoming.
Homecoming.
Yeah, not just a name drop. He spoke to him on the phone.
Yeah.
Calls him.
But I would like to see him. I'd like them to cast someone. And because you have Young Avengers and that coming, that would be cool to put him in that.
Anyway, this is all speculation, but I'd be any more Andrew Garfield Spider-Man I'm keen for.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So there's also the talk of him not just popping up in these movies, but actually getting a Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Good.
Which would be further down the track, obviously, but it'd be great to see. Be absolutely great to see. What else do you have here in the news here? All right, let's talk about this, man. Oh, yeah, okay, let's do it.
Let's talk about what? What are we talking about?
Well, Stephen DeKnight. If you don't know that name,
who are you?
You've read it somewhere, trust me. And it was while watching Daredevil.
Yep.
He was the showrunner from the Daredevil series. He's done a bunch of other stuff. He's a very good writer. Stephen DeKnight was interviewed and he dropped. They said, what would you want to work on if you could work on anything? And he said he'd want to do a Superman movie.
The good thing about it is, who was his soups that he picked?
Cavill.
That's it. That's all you need right there. Pay the man a heap of money.
Mate, this is the thing that is just absolutely boggling my mind.
You've got big names who want to do this.
But not just that. Henry Cavill
wants to do this.
Still wants to do this.
What is Warner Brothers doing? What are they doing? Is Warner Brothers sad that he went to Netflix for
I don't know, but The
Witcher, or are they sad that he went to Paramount for Mission Impossible? Like, I don't understand what's happened here.
The rumor we're getting is that Flashpoint is being used to reset and remove, essentially, Superman. And it's giving us the DCEU Trinity that kind of resembles CW's Trinity, which is that it's going to be...
horrible.
Instead of Batman, Batgirl, instead of
Superman, Supergirl.
And the Flash is still there, obviously. That's
world's finest.
That's the rumor we're getting. We don't know how true it is, but like I said, if you've got Henry Cavill sitting there, the hard thing, and this is something that did come up in a article, so I don't know how much truth is in it, but there's sources and everything. Apparently, Cavill's saying he wants to do it, but he wants 8 figures to do it. So he
I think that's unreasonable.
He wants $1 million to play Superman again.
He wants how much?
Well, that'd be $1 million, wouldn't it? 8 figures?
$1 million?
Yeah.
Nah, that's 7. He wants in the tens plus.
It's the 10 millions.
That's not unreasonable.
Well, didn't he get 300,000 for this first
Didn't
time?
Robert Downey Jr. get paid $50 million for like 4 minutes work?
Yeah. But
like, money's not an object to Hollywood. Like, Jesus Christ.
Well, it is for Warner Brothers.
Yeah, well, it shouldn't be, because you're going to make the money back because, 1, you've got a wicked showrunner who wants to do it. 2, you've got a guy who literally embodies Superman, wants to do it. And 3, all the fans want it to happen.
Yeah.
Where do you go wrong?
Yeah, I don't know.
You've got 3 ticks, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Get it started.
Give
us Brainiac, sort it out, done.
Now,
it's not hard.
While Cavill Soups is the dream, obviously, and this is speculation stuff.
Bryan Cranston is Brainiac. There you go.
We are getting told that, like I said, Cavill is chasing a high payday for it, but is fully committed to doing it and is in talks, apparently, to try to lock something down. Now,
he has been having closed room talks with Warner Brothers, hasn't he?
Yeah, apparently.
Nice.
The other issue with it is that Cavill's a very busy man.
He has a lot of things on.
So The Witcher is obviously, that's a big part of his life now.
He's got The Witcher. He's signed on to do Highlander.
Yeah, Highlander, Enola Holmes too.
Enola Holmes too. He's also got marathons and stuff to run. I mean, the man's
another big project he was working on as well. He's
busy.
Attaching himself to a lot of things, which is eating into, because I mean, obviously Superman is a big job.
And let's not forget, he still had 3 more movies to do on his contract.
Yeah.
If you want to kill him off, cool. but do it after his contract's finished, and don't snowball. Just don't. I don't know. Don't rip him off. Give him what he's owed.
Flashpoint is looking interesting either way.
But Ezra's also come out and said that no, we're not deleting the Snyderverse. So I don't know.
Look, that was a really weird thing to see, wasn't it?
And it was also, you had what's his name, the director of Shazam, has come out and said about because they said that that Shazam was going to be in the Justice League. David F. Sandberg. And he goes, he tweeted out, he's gone, Shazam is joining the Justice League, ? 2022 starting out with some great news. And then he's shared a Millhouse thing and it says everything coming up Batterson.
That's fantastic.
So obviously that news, Shazam joining, is not true because Sandberg didn't even know it.
Yeah, or he's really good at doing those little sneaky reactions. Look, like I said, the Flash could be doing all heaps of things, but what we do know is that, according to Ben Affleck,
he's done.
The Flash will contain his favourite scenes he's ever filmed as Batman.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Yep.
Which, one, I'm looking forward to, but two, are you lying to us right now, Ben Affleck? Not in that there might be your favourite scenes, but
you have to also remember, now this is...
Do you back your film first?
No, this is where people are forgetting. He was on the Jimmy Kimmel show after Justice League, I think it was. And he said it was the last time he'll be Batman. And they even hung the cowl up in the rafters on the Jimmy Kimmel show. So it's like, he said it there, they made that, then he came back. He done reshoots for Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
He probably said it again, now he's in the Flash. He said it again, he'll probably be in Batgirl. He's basically Conor McGregor retiring. Is what he is. That's the only way to put it.
His last time.
He's just going to continue retiring and then, I'm back. I'm back.
He has spoke about why he dropped out of directing the Batman as well.
I did read that, yes.
Yeah. So that was...
And it makes sense. Like he said the person that should be doing this should be in love with it. And he goes, I just wasn't. He was in a pretty dark time in his life there, and and it makes sense. If you don't think you can do it, and not that you don't think you could do it, if you don't have the passion, if the passion's not there for it, he did the right thing. He stepped down.
Don't just go through the motions.
No, he stepped down, and Matt Reeves picked it up and went,
and he's looking
totally
amazing.
Different, but it looks great.
Yeah.
We probably have lost Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke though, so that sucks.
But we did get another look at Colin Farrell's Penguin.
That looks awesome.
Jeez, man, this is looking interesting. Absolutely interesting. Keen for this Batman. We've got another trailer, and there's a lot going on there. That was the Bat and the Cat trailer.
Yep.
So we got a lot more of Zoe Kravitz. I'm still not completely sold on... I don't know. I just think I'm not sold on Zoe Kravitz, to be honest.
I'm
sorry. I'm sure she'll change her mind, but it's looking good. It's looking really good. I saw a lot of the Funko Pops come out for this as well.
They look pretty cool.
I love that he has the makeup, puts the makeup on his eyes.
Yep.
You know, so you're seeing him without the cowl, but still having the dark eyes. I'm like, I love that. Like, that's such a good nod. It always annoyed me with, do you remember the Phantom?
Yeah. Billy Zane.
Yeah. Billy Zane would take off his mask and there'd be no eye makeup there, but you could clearly see the eye makeup.
Christian
when he
Bale.
was wearing the mask. You know?
Christian Bale did the same thing.
Yeah. So, keen to see it, but also like that it's really like haphazardly applied. You know?
Yeah, he's just sort of slapped it on and
throws it on his face and then puts the cowl on, you're like, done.
Because it doesn't have to be neat around the edges. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you just put a bit in your hand and just wipe it across your eyes, you're set. The cowl's going to cover up the rest. What's the point of making it neat?
Exactly. It does
just
make me wonder, though, like, if he's doing that, like, war paint style, why he doesn't do his chin, too.
That'd be weird.
I mean, Is he trying to black out and go camo?
No, because he has a face. Batman has that thing. If he wants to cover his mouth, it turns it into a solid cowl over his mouth.
We don't know if this one does.
No, but apparently we're getting white eyes.
All righto.
On the cowl at some point in time, which everyone is keen for. We got a little bit of a glimpse of it with the Dark Knight. Was it the Dark Knight? Yeah, when he goes into sonar.
Yeah.
And it was like, just didn't look right.
Yeah.
Because they were sort of flickery, and it's like, I don't like that.
But that white eyes, it works so well with animation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's tough to do in real.
It'll be the same as if they do a Batman Beyond, like doing that mask. How are they going to do that? How are they going to do the Batman Beyond mask?
Yeah,
That's skin tight over the face, and you have a mouth through it. You can't. But
it has to be all CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only way to do it. What else do we have here, man? We've got Blue Beetle trying on his costume. So he's tried on the costume. He's killing it in Cobra Kai, by the way.
I don't watch it.
It's worth watching.
Do you watch it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's really good. It's like you don't need to have watched Karate Kid either. Like,
I just wasn't. I was never a fan of those movies anyway, like at all.
Yeah,
so it's probably not down my alley.
It's nothing like Karate Kid. It's just a really good show. Like, it's almost like they've just like taken these characters, but you don't really need to know much about it. All you really need to know is that there was a conflict between these two guys.
Yeah.
In the past, but you don't need to have watched that to know where they're going, because they're so far into the future now.
Yeah.
And the characters you're actually getting attached to and following are the kids that were coming up. You know? Not as much the adults anyway. It's cool. It's really done well. Speaking of which, that's who the Blue Beetle is right there. And he's trying his costume. I'm so keen for a Blue Beetle movie, man. I love Blue Beetle. I'm absolutely keen for that. So you have here, we got some images from Top Gun, which we were amazed to realise was supposed to have been released in 2019.
This movie was supposed to, basically right now we should be getting Maverick 2.
Has this just been sitting in the can? Like, what's happened here?
I don't know. I think Tom Cruise is probably he's like, nah, it's not ready. We've just got to keep flying. More flying. And I'm okay with that.
I need 6 more jets to crash.
More flights. More close-ups of me flying the plane, so you know it's me flying the plane.
Yeah.
Yes, Tom. Done. Sorted.
There's some pretty good images in Top Gun, so check those out, guys, because Maverick looks good and should hopefully hit sometime this year.
Yeah. Unless it gets delayed again.
Hey, back in the MCU world, we got some news or some speculation about Bill Murray. So we know that he's in the new Ant-Man movie. He's probably playing the Ant-Man villain from what we've seen now. Kang is the villain of...
He's the villain.
But he's the big bad multiverse crossover villain. So
you reckon Bill Murray's going to be... I don't know. Who do you reckon he's going to be?
I don't know. There's a couple of different ways they could go. I saw an interesting speculation from Kevin Smith saying he could be Scott Lang's dad, Bob Lang.
Yeah. Is he a good guy or a bad guy?
A bit of both.
Okay. What does he do? Robs banks or something?
Yeah, essentially. He's a con man who's grown up kind of thing. But
yep.
He was in, I think it was Matt Fraction's run of Ant-Man. Ant-Man Last Days or something like that.
Yeah, right.
So that could be a way they go. Look, there's a couple of different... He could just be another tech guy, you know? Like,
an ex-boss of...
Yeah, competing tech company or something.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to go. The hard thing is that, I'm going to say, Bill Murray has such range that it's hard to pin him down as...
I can't picture him as a bad guy.
Who he's going to be. I can.
I can't.
Because he's done some movies where, like, when he goes serious, he can go dark. And I don't know if that's like thematically what you want in an Ant-Man movie, but Bill Murray Dark is terrifying. And I think it's because of all the times you see him being just hilarious.
Yeah.
You know? And I think a lot of the times those actors are such good dramatic actors because you're not used to it.
It was like Jim Carrey.
Robin Williams.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? That range there is incredible. And I think Bill Murray's got that. So, look, I'm keen for whatever we get from, to be honest, because Bill Murray is an absolute legend. So, also, he hates comic book movies, Bill Murray.
Well, clearly not enough. He's willing to take money from him, so...
No, he just wanted to work with Peyton Reed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That'll work then.
So, yeah, the got bloke writing and directing Ant-Man 3.
Let's be honest, he'll probably never watch it.
Yeah, he's just a massive fan of his work. Look, I'm sorry, Bill Murray. You can be out there talking about comic movies. You did like 3 Garfields.
He also did Space Jam.
Hey, you did the good Space Jam.
That's right. No, he did the only Space Jam.
Yeah. You didn't do the IP mashup that came after.
LeBron James' Space Jam wasn't anything.
Yeah.
That wasn't even Space Jam. That was just garbage by Warner Brothers.
Look, speaking of actors out there talking shit essentially, The Rock and Vin Diesel, this little relationship they're having that's playing out is really interesting.
It's been going for years.
Yeah, it's been going for a while. So Vin Diesel out there talking about, wanting to bury the hatchet, getting back into the franchise, all this stuff, that heartfelt Instagram post they did, where he likened himself to a real famous Italian director that used to push his actors really hard to try to get the most out of them. The Rock has kind of commented on that, being like, one, you're out of your mind, mate. Kind of thing. Just absolutely squashing any chance of him returning to that franchise, pretty much, just because he said he was treated horribly while doing it. What's her name from Emily Blunt was there during that, saying it's a good thing that Vin Diesel was there to push you to get that performance.
That's a stab at Vin as well.
Yeah, pretty much. But anyway, so yeah, sorry guys, if you're holding out for The Rock to come back to the Fast and Furious franchise, doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon.
Nope. Not with Vin Diesel. He won't share the same screen as Vin Diesel.
Yeah. Look, which
also means he won't be in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. You can confirm that.
Well, neither is Vin Diesel, to be honest.
Groot?
He's never there.
Oh, he's not. He doesn't do the mocap, does he?
No, he hasn't met any of the Guardians actors.
Oh, wow. So he doesn't do mocap for it?
No, not Sean Gunn. James Gunn did the dancing mocap.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that whole dance he does at the start of Guardians 2.
Oh, wow.
Is James Gunn. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. There you go. Learn something new every day.
And then Sean Gunn does Rocket.
Yeah. Well, we all knew that.
Yeah, but that's Bradley Cooper not being there either. So Bradley Cooper and Vin Diesel haven't worked with the Guardians crew.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, that would save you a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't be putting them up in crappy rooms or anything. You have to give them the star treatment too. I do just want to, sorry man, just while you're talking there, just we're on Bradley Cooper. I've been seeing adverts saying called Nightmare Alley. Have you seen this?
No.
It's getting run on Foxtel a bit. There's this movie called Nightmare Alley, and what gets me is the cast list that pops up after it. I honestly had it confused with Five Nights at Freddy. I don't know how, but it looks like a really cool horror thriller kind of movie. But the cast list in it, man, really took me. I was like, oh, look at this. It was released 2021. The little synopsis here was, in 1940s New York, down is like Stanton Carlyle endears himself to a clairvoyant and her mentalist husband at a traveling carnival. Using newly acquired knowledge, Carlyle crafts a golden ticket to success by swindling the elite and wealthy. Hoping for a big score, he soon hatches a scheme to con a dangerous tycoon with help from a mysterious psychiatrist who might be his most formidable opponent yet. Right? Directed by Guillermo del Toro.
Yep.
Right, so that's your first little. Oh, hello. Bradley Cooper, Kate Blanchett,
I've got the list up here.
Toni Collette, Willem Dafoe, Ron Perlman. This looks like a movie worth watching, right?
Yeah.
Rooney Mara.
It's also got Tim Blake Nelson in as well.
Yeah.
Who was in Watchmen.
This is a cast list, man.
Oh, Jim Beaver's in it.
This keeps popping up, and I'm like, what?
He played Jim Beaver was Ellsworth in Deadwood.
Righto, yeah. Well, Tim Blake Nelson, is that the bloke from Justified? It's not, is it? No, it's not.
Tim Blake Nelson he played what's his name in the Watchmen TV show. Basic the Chrome Rorschach.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
He played him.
Yeah. Man. Anyway, I'm going to give this a watch, and I reckon you should as well. Because it actually looks really good.
I'll have to watch the trailer and see if it catches me.
Yeah, I think it might, man. Anyway, looks alright. That's Nightmare Alley. We do have a bit of news on there. You were going to say something, though. Did I cut you off, or was it leading into the next bit of news?
Mate, I'm leading into the best bit of news.
Go for it.
The end of the CW.
So the CW is for sale. What this means for all their DC properties, we don't know, but from what we can tell, it looks like a lot of them are going to move to HBO Max.
I think a lot of them will end, if I'm going to call it. I think with the CW being sold, The Flash will end.
Yeah.
It's starting to go too long. They're taking the piss now anyway.
Mm.
Even Arrow knew that they were going too long and they need to pull it. So I think The Flash will end. Supergirl's just ended.
Yep.
Batgirl, who knows? It'll probably... Batwoman will probably fail. And they'll lose that as well.
That Naomi show is on CW?
That's only a limited run, isn't it?
I don't know.
I thought I heard that was a limited run.
Didn't grab me.
Nah.
If I'm completely honest.
I mean, HBO Max could pick up Superman and Lois. I don't think they will, though.
If they do, it might be worth watching.
Nah, because I think they'd bring the same writers over.
They didn't when Stargirl moved to CW.
Didn't they keep the writers for that?
I don't believe so. No.
And it still went CW?
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, all I know is that when things go from HBO to CW, it gets worse.
Yep.
I'm hoping that from CW to HBO, it gets better. You know?
Yeah.
Seems like a natural progression there. So who knows what's going to happen there? But anyway, CW for sale. If you want to buy it, guys, half pack chips is what's going to cost you. You can add up some nice properties. Look into it.
No. I don't think I will.
Hey, the CW was once like the premiere.
It was, yes.
Like it had Smallville going. It had One Tree Hill. It had Dawson's Creek. Like they did some big things on the CW. Early 2000s CW was where the money was at. I think Teen Wolf as well was at MTV.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway.
Okay, I just did a look up. Stargirl had the same writers for season 2.
Is it the writing that was our issue? It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it just got lazy.
Production looked the same, didn't it?
Yeah, production was good.
Mm.
Great CGI.
Hey, I'm going to end this on that little thing of things you noticed that didn't really click before. Joel McHale, we have to add him to the people who have gotten money from both DC and Marvel. Because there he is in Starman, as Starman in Stargirl. Spider-Man 2, the Sam Raimi universe.
Who was he?
The bank teller.
That doesn't count.
He's gotten Marvel money.
No, that doesn't count.
He has gotten Marvel money.
That's not even... No, that's not Marvel money.
He'd be getting residuals.
Nah.
Still from that.
He'd be getting like $23.
And he will.
He probably got paid a full $50 to show up on that set.
So
no,
people who
I'm not counting that.
Did he do this?
Get out of it.
He's the bloke that Aunt May was going to for a loan, and he was just knocking her back, and she's like, "Oh, I've been giving piano lessons, and Peter's like, you're playing piano again? She's like trying to kick him under the table to shut him up.
Yeah.
And then Otto comes to steal money at the same time, and you get that really cool scene where Otto takes the money out of the thing and Spider-Man comes. It's where Peter takes off, and John McCall's line is, some hero your son is. Or your kid is, or whatever. He's there for a bit. So, look, he's crossed over. He has crossed over.
No, I'm not giving it to him.
I'd like him to cross back because...
You want him back as a bank teller?
Yeah. In No Way Home, he should have been in there. No, I think he's great. Like, he's got great potential to be a really good supervillain.
Yeah.
You know, like, he would be a decent booster goal.
Nah. I reckon he's too serious. I reckon...
No, surely, no. Joel McHale is not serious.
No, he is...
Did you ever watch any of The Soup?
He looked... No.
That's what I mean. The dude's a comedian.
I know he's a comedian, but I'd rather him as the Riddler.
So you want him to be serious? You want to strip away any comedy? And just
want him to be serious, but not too... Like, I reckon the Riddler... Not Jim Carrey funny. Not like silly Jim Carrey Riddler. Just sort of what the Riddler's supposed to be. Because what we're getting in the Batman is not the Riddler. He's a little bit too far gone. Yeah. He's out there.
Look, I'm still keen for it.
I could see Joel McHale in the green suit and just being witty. That's what I could see.
Yeah, okay,
give me that.
Yeah. Look, I mean, if he keeps working out the way he does, just give him Sentry over at Marvel. No, like Nighthawk. Nighthawk would be really good. So Nighthawk was like, was Marvel's take on Batman.
So Dick Grayson.
Kinda, yeah. Essentially, yeah.
Nightwing, Nighthawk. Oh, well done.
Yeah, but he was more Batman-ish. He'd be good as that because it's a piss take in a sense, and they know it's a piss take, you know. Speaking of which, Sentry is a character we've talked about a little bit on here before.
Yeah, Henry.
So it'd be funny if Henry came in to do that, or be a Hyperion or someone like that.
Yeah.
After No Way Home, I don't think they can do Sentry in Marvel.
Why?
Because Sentry was brought into the Marvel comics in like 2000, right?
Yeah.
And his whole backstory is that he was a massive character who had everyone's memories of him wiped.
Heard it here first. Tom Holland is Sentry.
It's essentially they've given that storyline to Spider-Man.
Yeah, well,
so if you then bring Sentry in and he has got the same story, there's two ways to go. They could actually lean into that and say that, you know, he's been through that before, and because this spell happened, he's like, wait a minute, it's the same spell that happened to me.
Well, he wouldn't know the spell's happened.
Who knows? They might be connected because of that spell.
That's also true. Yes.
You know what I mean?
He's going to come searching for Spider-Man now.
Or his spell starts becoming undone because of this other spell.
I know who you are, Peter Parker.
You know, something like that. So who knows?
I'm telling you, Marvel, hire us. We'll write for you.
I'm into it.
Someone hire us. Someone give us money. That would be lovely.
Oh, jeez, yeah. That's just because you're going back to work tomorrow.
That's exactly it. I don't want to.
Guys, thanks for joining us. I think that's everything.
That's it.
We're starting to get more news come through again now because we're back into the year. Everyone's getting back to work.
Yep.
So we are keen to keep bringing you all the news every week. Keep listening, liking, subscribing, all that kind of stuff you do. And thanks for joining us, guys. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.